to run the triangle. I mean, Jeff Van Gundy went into this like Tex Winter, Jim Clemens. They went and did their own thing, and it never worked doing the triangle elsewhere because they didn't have the players. But you also got to look at it. The Knicks also don't have very many smart players. It's a pretty low basketball IQ roster. Like you look at the Lakers, you look at the Bulls teams, they had some of the smartest people coming off the bench. I mean, you look at like guys like Steve Kerr, Bushler, you have Ron Harper, Longley was a smart player. And then in LA, you had guys, you had smart players there with like Robert Horry coming up, Fisher, Ron Harper again, Brian Shaw. Do you think it's more so the stars or the number of smart players you have for this to work?
It has to be both. It has to be both because even with those Laker teams, your two main players were very intelligent basketball players as well. As much as people don't bring that up, those guys were very smart players in their own right. Also, I think a key thing is this. A key thing is people don't realize, I think your role players have to be veteran guys and smart vets. Guys that have been through some stuff in the league, guys that have been through the situation and know how to play basketball. And the Knicks just don't have that at all. Now it's gonna be a work in progress, and it's gonna be a long progress for the Knicks. They gotta overhaul the roster. They gotta get some of that dead money out of there. They gotta get some new guys in there. A lot of things they gotta do. But this year it's gonna be rough. I don't know if it's gonna work in the long haul. Having Derek Fisher there as a guy that is a rookie coach, as a guy that pretty much is a guy that we don't know if he can coach. Like, we don't know if he can coach. Like, that's the thing. We don't know if he can actually coach. So it's going to be very interesting to see what takes place. But I think one thing I do think is this. Once they overhaul the roster, they actually get a chance, then we'll definitely see.
Chicago Bulls now 7-2. Derrick Rose, it just looks like the rest of his career is going to be the best he can do is play every other game, just about. With Derrick Rose, do you think, what's this team's ceiling even without Derrick Rose 100% healthy? Because the East, I feel like Miami's probably the third best team maybe right now. I still think Miami could knock out a Chicago or a Cleveland in the second round. What do you think the Bulls' ceiling is right now?
Well, the Bulls have probably the best roster in the league. I mean, all things considered, the Bulls roster 1 through 12 is the best. It's the best in the league. It's just Derrick Rose. I mean, Derrick Rose is the guy that pretty much makes him special. If he's playing right, if he's healthy, then they're a championship team. If not, then he's not. Personally, I just think that I'm not a big fan of having your star player being pretty much a part-time player. I mean, it's just tough. It's tough to really get adjusted to. It's tough to really, it's just tough. It's a lot of things going on. It's just tough. It's very difficult to do. It's something that's very, very difficult to have your star player in and out of the game, especially playing the guard. It's one thing if you're the center, but being a guard, having to have to do so much with the ball when you have the ball, very tough situation. I don't know how that's going to work. And the thing is now there's always something going on. Whenever he goes down or whenever he lands awkwardly or whatever, there's going to be something. And that's just something that you really don't want as a team. But that team has to get to the point where they're developing someone else to, they have to develop someone else to take that next step because Derrick Rose cannot be counted on going forward.
They're not going to, they have too many professionals on that team with Noah, Dunleavy, Taj Gibson, Powell. But, with stuff that Derrick Rose does say in the media about, he's not going to test it if he doesn't have to because he wants to be able to play with, go to walk normally when he's out of the NBA. But how much do you think it really does bother players in the locker room as much as they don't say it? How much do you think?
Well, I don't think it bothers guys that much because it hasn't affected his game. It's not like he's taking days off to say, you know what, I'm going to coach this season. Like, when he's out there, he's giving it his all. Like, he's playing, he's busting his ass. So it's not a thing of where he's pretty much saying that, oh, I'm just going to chill this year, whatever happens, happens. No, like, he's still preparing hard. He's still out there ready to play. He's just saying that he's gone through 2 serious injuries. All right, injuries that are career-changing and career-threatening. When you go through injuries like that, you gain experience, you gain knowledge on how to treat these injuries going forward. And I do think when it comes to a guy like that, he's thinking like, all right, well, instead of trying to come back very quickly and try to do all this and that, maybe I should do things differently. Maybe I should address things a little bit differently. So I just think it's a minor tweak for him. I think it's something that's a little bit different for him. I don't think it's a bad thing. I really don't. I don't think it's something that people should be killing him over or anything like that. Personally, I just think that it kind of got out of context because he's still playing and still preparing himself to play every night, and that's all that matters. And as long as he's in shape, which he has been in, I don't think people should be getting on him that much.
Looking at at Andre Drummond, what do you think the problem is with him right now? I mean, it's been talked about how he's been the most disappointing player from that Team USA team this season. What's your take on Drummond? Do you think it's him being a problem, or do you think it's just that organization is a dumpster fire right now?
It's a little bit of both. The roster is just not good. I think you have too many guys on that roster that need to be shipped out. Not a big fan of Brandon Jennings, not a big fan of Josh Smith. Got to move those guys out, or at least one of them out, preferably Josh Smith. And you need to pair Drummond up with a power forward that can complement him, that can make the game easier for him. Right now, the game is very difficult for him because there's not a whole lot of willing passes on that team. There's not a point guard that's going to feed him the ball where he needs the ball at. There's not a forward on that or a wing player that can give him the ball consistently where he needs the ball at to be a good player. And that's a huge thing. When you have young bigs, you need players on that team to understand their role and get the big in a position where he can accelerate and excel. You don't need to be jacking up shots and taking bad shots and having him get a bunch of rebounds because your team's missing a lot of shots. You need to be getting him. You need to develop him on offense as soon as possible because his offensive game is already raw. You don't need him to regress, and I think that's what may happen in this situation this year.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here on the Bob Sullivan Show here on LateNightSportsRadio.com. If you want to call in, the number is 585-633-7487. We will be right back.
Down next to mine, you're so fine, baby, you're too fine. Dark after he goes to bed. Remember what we said. We gonna do this right. This is how it's always supposed to be. I need you endlessly. We gonna go all night. Tonight.
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
To me or Jameson or Keith, go ahead and call 585-633-7487. Jameson, you the last couple of years you've started doing trips for, I believe, the Hype, NBA.com, mostly on the West Coast. What has been your favorite visit so far on your trips?
Well, Portland's always a nice place to go, man. Portland's always a nice city. Fans are always into it. They always bring it every night up there. They always bring the energy. They're really good up there. It's always good to be up there. Also, Golden State out in Oakland, those crazy-ass fans out there, man, they bring it. They are a really good bunch, man. They are a very, very solid bunch. Probably the best atmosphere for a game right now, especially if they're playing like the Clippers, the Thunder, or a team that they have rivalry with, or play hard or play tough. Oracle's probably the best arena for basketball right now.
What arena has the best food as far as, if you go up to the concession stand, who has the best food overall, and what's the best dish you've gotten from one of these arenas?
Well, when you cover games, you really don't go to the concession stands. You get, when you're a media member, you get meals for free. So in Portland, you don't really pay for food. You pretty much eat the meals they prepare for you. During the playoffs in Portland, it was awesome. We had ribs, salmon, and like some roast or some sort of beef something. Like it was some sort of beef, it was tenderloin or broil or something. It was really good. And then they had like salad and all kind of fixings with it, whether it was like rice or potato. Like, it was really good. It was a